Might very well be this one, making it through Remind in the semi-final and Lawlight in the quarterfinal. A man that needs no further introduction. The fifth race in the upper right-hand side is Moon. On the bottom left in the yellow, defeating Chemico. And Focus back to back. 2 Koreans out of his way. Will it be the third one for the second championship? He's 1-0.
A player's forces are under attack.
Let's go, Remo! We got a DK Ghoul opening for the Undead. And to no surprise, we got a Keeper of the Grove Archer opening for Moon.
Yeah, this game starts off horribly for Moon right away. The Keeper is delayed, and we didn't quite see it on camera, but I can tell you what happened. He cancelled the first Moonwell on accident, hitting the escape key when he didn't mean to.
Oh.
And then didn't have enough lumber to make the next Moonwell, so the first Moonwell was ultra delayed, slowing down his Keeper, his creeping, his Archer, everything. Normally the Keeper is supposed to be out faster than the DK, here it was the other way around. 1-0 scouted this, and he must have been confused, because what was going on? Why the hell was everything so late? And the reason was he cancelled the Moonwell on accident, which is a bit of nerves showing, and not the greatest start here for the Korean.
Yeah, the second, we were hoping that he would fix his easy mistakes from the semi-final, but they're intensifying, apparently. Not enabling an orb to not do damage and to not have the crowd control is one thing. Ruining pretty much your entire build and every single timing, that's gonna have a huge ripple effect on Moon.
And that means now his level 2 is gonna be quite delayed. He did take out the Acolyte, got closer there, but doesn't quite have it yet. 1-0 is playing the build that Happy pioneered here on this map. Creeping either one camp with the DK and harassing then, or instant harassing and using Backpack on the ghouls to keep creeping in the meantime to level up the DK more so and, keep up the pressure. Coil flies into nowhere there. The Wisp actually survives. The timing a little bit off. But Moon also knows about this possibility, so he's going to send the Keeper south, looking for the ghouls which are creeping. And now multitasking gonna be needed by our 2 players.
And we know that Moon excels at that, but so far Wisp goes down. That's level 2 for the DK. Maybe I jinxed it here a little. The Wisp juggling is very, very good. A lot better than we've seen from Remind yesterday, for example. 1 Wisp is okay. You still have to move all your way back with the DK. That is a lot of time invested. But if you get level 2, you're totally fine with that. That is your number 1 objective, alongside maybe, if you're feeling good, delaying level 3 for the Keeper of the Grove. And that's pretty much what's happening. Okay, 1-0. Can you get that last hit? Not too sure.
A player's forces are under attack.
Didn't quite get it. It was actually Archer getting the last hit right there. Moon closes around quickly. The DK exposes himself. A few little errors by Moon, losing a few seconds at the beginning and also losing some wisps, but here now when it matters he closes the surround and will be able to force the TP. And that was the first little error by 1-0, exposing himself too much to a surround possibility, was perhaps looking at his ghouls, which were creeping. So at the start of this series we have some slight mistakes on both sides.
Nerves for the 2 world champions. 3 WGL titles here combined, as well as 3 DreamHack titles, as well as Moon is of course our champion from early last year in Anaheim as well. Where do we go from here? Telestaff, love that. Replenishment potion, really good. Moon can't complain about the drops too much, but same goes for 1-0, whose item luck just carries on with the claws and the mantle. What can we expect strategy-wise here? I mean, for Happy versus Foggy, we saw that in the European Grand Final with a lot of Garriks later. Is that expectable here as well, or do we have a little bit of a different meta in the Asian region?
So far it's looking very similar. It's the Keeper Demon Dryad expansion against the DK Lich tier 3 and then Fiend Destroyer army, I suppose. Question is, I think the most interesting one, is 1-0 also going to completely move away from pushes and go for his own counter expansion, or is he going to be more aggressive? Because we saw that in Europe, Happy basically never ever all-ins anymore. He always tries to go for the counter expansion, doesn't want to give his opponent the opportunity to hold the push and then win the game. That led to Foggy being ultra greedy, trying to bank entirely on economy and taking quite a few risks in doing so. I wonder what state these two are in. Foggy and Happy, of course, know each other inside out, have played each other so many times. Moon and 120 also have played each other quite a bit, but not to the same extent, not the same amount. And now the Keeper are going to find an opening here to do some damage in the main.
The ghouls are also hurt because they were creeping the shop in the meantime. Quick reaction with the staff by 120. One ghoul goes down, but he shuts the door. That could have been an absolute disaster if not for the staff here.
Forces are under attack.
That ghoul might still go down, not quite going to be using the second coil on it. Oh, it's close, but the entangle wears off. Okay, ghoul survives. Only one ghoul dying. That's completely fine for 120. It's a pretty good early game, honestly, because the Tree of Life timing for the expansion isn't all that fast. The Demon Hunter is creeping, and he's going to need those levels. Wants to be level 3 as soon as possible. But the expansion here, really not that quick indeed.
We do have Nature's Blessing, so he can take a couple of more punches here with the 7 armor, but the army needs to be here to help with that creep spot. There's not unlimited regen from the trees, but the wisps are here now. Army is following. Makes his way from the right-hand side to the upper left-hand side. That is, of course, a lot of distance and does take some time. In the meantime, 120 with the DK3 already. Lich is out too, waiting for the tier 3. Oh, it's actually done. Ghoul Frenzy has been queued, and I guess he's ready soon, while Moon is still building his tier 2 production.
And that means Frenzy and Destroyer form should be finishing at the same time as the mining is going to start here at the expo. And the Demon Hunter doesn't have level 3 yet. He needs to go for one more camp. 120 has a window here to get quite something done. But if you don't have Frenzy and Destroyer form yet, you also don't feel too encouraged to do so. Next to the Tavern, the Tinker is the possible choice to go all in, which 120 may choose to do.
We haven't seen that too often recently. Was a big fan of the Naga against Human. Might be the case here, but okay. No expansion. It is pretty much an all-in. Makes its way to the Tavern. Naga it is. So it's...
has been playing a lot of Naga there. We saw that also against Human. Happy much prefers the Tinker, but here we have the Naga once again. 120 really likes the mass the mass range focus fire DPS. Demon Hunter got level 3, but got no good items. No ring, no HP, no circlet. This Demon Hunter is pretty squishy.
Ooh, and so are the archers. Nice Nova. Gets the double kill right off the bat, and that is of course lower damage. Moon's trying to fortify this, but the ghouls said nope, and the Naga being in focus fire. Frost armor is helping out, being dispelled. Focus fire intensifies. Ghouls are there to block, create some distance, so the Naga is safe. Actually forces a staff off of Moon. Scroll of the Beast. These ghouls are wrecking balls.
It needs to come in here with a Wisp for the detonate, but the Naga with the slow also making that difficult. Still lots of bonus damage here on the undead army, and Moon doesn't have the big supply yet. He's down in tech. He only has tier 2, so he needs the bigger army. He needs at least 60 supply dryads, but right now, only 48.
Okay. In the hands of Moon, dryads are like tier 2.5. But so far they are suffering quite a bit. How long will the Scroll of the Beast be active? It's about to pop out. Second potion used already. Got a new one here. Oh, doesn't have a new one here. Staff is also on cooldown. Maybe the potential for 120 to get some kills in. But it's also running dry. No mana. And the expo is still up. Even though it's undefended.
Moon is starting to take more and more footing here in this game. He's fully mining once again at the expo and took out some ghouls. The ghouls are the easy targets to take out once the DK runs out of mana, which should occur there. Gonna go for a heal scroll his way and involve potion. Gonna need that for the Demon Hunter. The heal potions did a good job so far, but 120. This time is running out here.
Yeah.
The longer this expansion runs, the better it's gonna be for Moon.
Was about to ask you, like, how long does he still have? Because there's no transition, there's no counter expansion. His ghouls are running low, his mana is pretty low. I'm not too sure. Maybe Moon has already weathered the storm. But there is no orbs yet, so the big damage isn't here. Hero kill is still an opportunity. Invo potion waiting for the last second. Now 7-second safety goes for the keeper. There is supposed to be a hero kill here on 120's side, but Moon keeps his hero safe for now, or at least for a long time. Now its consumables gone, it's one dryad gone, and it's some time for 120 to put on the screws on this expansion once again.
Yeah, 1-0 hitting the timing here perfectly before it's too late. Look at the Moon Juice. Moon, he just can't heal anymore. He has to rely on potions, and there's not too many in that shop anymore. He is barely hanging on. Heal potion on the Keeper again. He has to hold this expansion. If this expansion falls, Moon loses this game.
Yeah, Moon lost so many items here. Keeper! And that's the kill right there. He was trying to prevent it, but no chance. This expansion wasn't fortified enough, and with the pretty much the last breath of this push, we got a winner. And that's 1-0.
Good game by 1-0. He's not going for the late game counter expansion like Happy always does. No, he sees the weakness, he sees the timing, goes for the execute with his Naga third patented style, even refusing to make destroyers there for a long time, still working out pretty well. Two problems there for Moon this game. First, the expansion was really late. Normally you want to have that mining way sooner and go higher up in supply. And second, the targeting I think could have been a lot better. A lot of ghouls survive for a very long time, which shouldn't be the case. He targeted fiends a lot, and also heroes, going for quite a bit of hero kill, including the Naga. If he targets the ghouls right away and kites properly, I think that game would look much better for him.
Yeah, this is kind of what I thought might happen if they keep on playing at the level that they've been playing in this tournament. Because like I said, I thought 1-0 was more impressive up to this point. I mean, of course, Moon 3-1 against Remind, that was also pretty good. But there were some mistakes in there. And definitely in that game as well here just now. I do want to say, though, I do think Moon found pretty poor items. Like Wand of Mana Stealing with Demon is just feels pretty awful to find that. And also the Crystal Ball, like, did absolutely nothing for him. So he ended up selling the Crystal Ball immediately, but kept the Wand of Mana Stealing. I would have liked to see a sell on that as well. Maybe buy more potions instead and like break up keep maybe a bit earlier. That timing of 1-0 hits at the perfect time. If he hits like 10 seconds later, then the AP is up. We're looking at a very different game. So he's absolutely on point with those attacks.
Yeah, that was the surgical strike that he needed. And speaks a lot, I think, about him if he's that comfortable in these pushes. Like, he doesn't feel the need for an expansion to drag this out. It's like, okay, I have this and this and this, and I put everything together, and I push, and you have no chance if I execute this correctly.
Yeah, definitely looked very confident here. Also, the map doing him favors there, of course. The natural on Concealed Hill, very hard to take. You have to delay that. On other maps, gonna be a lot easier for the Night Elf, so might be looking different there. One more thing to consider is also, you know, the matchup strength for the different players. We saw Moon, really good in Night Elf Mirror, absolutely amazing against Orc. Against Undead, not always in top killer shape, and it's also because of the competition in the region, right? 1-0, of course, always there, and he's always a big contender, but outside of 1-0, there's simply not that many Undeads on the top level. The practice that he gets in against top Undeads is rather low, and I feel like build-wise and timing-wise, a lot of things that could have been better for Moon. Of course, it also started horribly with him by accident canceling the Moonwell, which is like, it definitely feels bad, man, and that threw him back a lot in that game. Nothing was really clicking too much. The cogs haven't quite found the way to work together perfectly yet for Moon, but it's a long series, and we're only at the beginning.
Yeah, especially, like, if he's not making this mistake and everything is delayed, he gets the seconds that he needed to establish what Todd said. That AP, that extra Dryad, whatever. Like, maybe we should take that with a little bit of grain of salt. It was also a 1-2-0 map. So now the ball is in Moon's court. It is tight, Hunters. If he's losing this one too, that's a little stressful right there for him. But okay. He should just shrug this off and play this from scratch.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier said than done, though. That is for sure. But out of Moon, I don't expect too much emotion or, you know, for him to start crumbling under the pressure. Like, he knows what he needs to do, not just in game with the build order and creep route and everything, but also with staying calm and trying to play his best. But yeah, 1-2-0 2 days, just looking so incredible. Like, that series against Focus was incredible, and now he opened up the best of 5 here with a banger of a performance as well. So he's got all the momentum in the world, and it's for Moon to try and turn this around entirely.
I agree. There was no big flaw in 1-2-0 this entire day. which is really, really impressive. Shows like he really wants this, shows like he comes up prepared. It was, of course, a little easier for him to prepare for a potential grand final because he knew it's gonna be a Night Elf. For Moon, he wasn't really sure. Is it Orc? Is it Undead? Should he really prepare for this already? But alright then. We got map number 2 running, and that is Tide Hunters. Let's go. We have Moon on the upper left-hand side. Probably going for a keeper once again. Everything else would be quite surprising. 1-2-0. What are you going to do now? There is an option for an early undead expansion here.
Yeah, absolutely. The fast expansion or the easy expansion isn't just nice for the Night Elf to take on this map, also for the undead. That's something that Happy is absolutely refusing to do over in Europe, but for 1-2-0 we have seen these fast expos a lot throughout his career, not just in this matchup, but also in all others. And this opens up the way also for different first heroes. Demon Hunter first could have been a choice if you really expect a fast expo from the undead, but of course, there's no way to be sure. So we have the standard hero choices once again. DK against Keeper.
Yeah, standard for sure. Got the same opening for 1-2-0 with the ghouls, indicated by the 2 ziggurats here now. Both are scouting, both know, okay, there are cheeky options. Moon AP pushes, rarely seen, but always an option there for sure. Can he establish everything a little faster? Can he take a little more experience of the map? Will he, in general, have a better start into this map? These are all the questions for the early game.
Putting some damage on the Wisp already, kind of a big deal. That means now he can one-shot it with the coil. And the Wisp still needs to figure out what's going on. Needs to see what's happening also in the DK's inventory. Keeper with Entangle first right away. Shows his hand very early on. So that means no treants for a little bit.
More creeping. Oh, of course. DK in the middle of the map, trying to disrupt this early level 2 as good as possible. And then go for the Wisp hunt here.
Same early game plan for 1-2-0. Gonna harass right away with the DK. And gonna use the ghouls in the meantime to creep up other camps. So, earlier it was like 3 Wisps going down, which is a little more than you want to have die in the early.
It's a little
One going down
extreme.
so far. It's a little extreme. It's not super extreme. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. So that's 2 Wisps and a third. All right, takes the DK's entire mana pool. So also comes at a price. And now it's a little bit harder for 1-2-0 here to keep harassing.
He does have Treants and Entangle unlocked. It's cool to see, by the way, that 1-0 was never really affected by that early WGL group stage loss. I thought, okay, maybe he's plummeting after this, after having an amazing year so far. Nope, it's just, okay, that was a full-out Night Elf group. I didn't lose a single match and still was eliminated with 3 draws in 3 matches. And then there's DreamHack and he shows up in shape again, which is really, really nice that he's not getting influenced by this. And again, the race for the staff, man. It has become so important in so many matchups to get the mobility with this item. And 1-0 picks it up, trying to creep up a little more.
Great movement here, I find, really, by 1-2-0. Gets the next Wisp, and that one wasn't even detonated. So, 4 Wisps. He got all the experience, right? Not a single one detonated. Moon's quick reaction mechanics could be a bit better, but of course also he's doing things in the meantime. He's creeping up at the orange and getting some good experience here. Pendant of Energy is amazing for Moon while healing. And it's gonna be a fast level 3 keeper this time.
Yeah, the efficiency, we've seen it in the semi-final. If you drop that item, then get some mana potions or use the moon wells, adds a lot. But 1-2-0 is claiming more of this map. This one unit camp in the middle goes to him, uncontested. Moon just going for a little green, so the trades are certainly better for 1-2-0 at the moment. And once the possible second heroes out, it's also relatively easy to go for the marketplace. I do favor 1-2-0 a little bit after this early game.
Really good movement. I really love this. The way he's harassing and protecting his creeping, he's protecting the staff. He's scouting with the skellies. He falls back, sends all the vulnerable ghouls back into the main and uses the skellies and the DK to now get the level 3 for the big level up timing. Not the most amazing items here for him. No claws, no bonus intelligence, but it's good enough, I guess. DK is level 3, and that is what he wanted. As Moon now is easily clearing out the natural, and this should be a much faster expansion this time for the Night.
For sure. Can some experience be stolen here? This Tide Warrior? No, I think 1-2-0 has to confirm first that it is an expansion, and we'll see it here now. Can't really... It's another Wisp kill. Man, the detonate's absolutely not on point.
Yeah, that's 5 Wisps not getting detonated. At point blank range, of course, it can be pretty hard, but there were also some longer ones in there.
Of course, high criticism, but if it keeps on happening, you know, might feed the DK a little too high. Mana lumber should be pretty low for Moon after this, or it costs resources if you really want to spend into anything else. Might delay the tech even, if not the tier 3 tech, then maybe some unit tech. And we've seen in Europe how important upgrades can be in this matchup.
Ancient of Wind. Wait, what?
What?
Mass Air! It's back, ladies and gentlemen!
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
The thing is, 1-0 was just in the main, and if he was paying close attention, he saw that there's no Hunter's Hall. So there is a bit of a tell if he was paying attention.
What's the reaction? We're gonna keep an eye on the production of 1-2-0. Is it gonna be a Fiend switch? Is it gonna be Web? Is it gonna be Darks? What's it gonna be? Keeper Harass instantly defended here. There's still a big ghoul push coming. Maybe he's happy at the moment to tear down this expansion. Tear down, then rebuild, but it's a, Fiend transition pretty much instantly.
Not so easy for Moon here to level up this demon. Again, level 3 demon for the mana burn is going to be crucial. He's creeping up the lab right now with the Keeper taking part. He found some rings of protection. Double ring for the demon is actually really good. Would love to have more HP, would love to have more armor. You need to get some tankiness going on the demon. Getting the ruined bracers here. Hallelujah. There we go.
Man. You know, when Foggy found this item against Happy, not making too many references, but it felt like this was exactly what he needed. This tanky Demon Hunter, high level, disable the undead heroes as much as you can, also add a lot of damage, of course. And 1-2-0 goes for more creeping, wants this Lich higher up. Might be losing a Fiend here, or at least a Coil. Belt of Giant Strength for him, not the greatest. And I don't see Web yet. He's just building more Fiends.
They may not have sniffed this out yet. This is really not the meta anymore. You only see it pretty much on ladder nowadays. On the top level of play, nobody really does it. With that Fairy Dragon damage nerf, it seemed like all the Niles agreed, well, okay, they're never gonna be playable anymore. But Moon here, flipping the script. He's gonna mix them in soon. Of course, Hippos first, to load up all the archers. And then we should be seeing Fairy Dragons.
Yeah, damage is really an issue with this build as long as you don't have a lot more than your opponent. And 1-2-0 seemingly knows now as Web is coming. You really don't need that, and this time smells like a counter expansion to me. Sack Skull, Acolyte here with Moon. Is that a timing? Ships in the night, doesn't see it. So okay, he's just continuing to harass the main again. That could work out for 1-2-0, and 2-base is absolutely playable for the undead.
We take out 2 ghouls here. Okay, doing a bit of economic damage. If the Hippos can now fly over to the expansion and cancel this could be pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Expo needs to be cancelled. Very good movement by the Demon Hunter. He gets over to the natural and gets the cancel. He must get the cancel here. 2-base is absolutely hopeless for Mass Air.
He's scared of a ghouls around as he does not have the staff. Relies on the air units, but the Fiends are here. The rest of the army is here. He did decent damage, but no cancel.
And he catches one Hippo Rider. And the tower is in range. That's one Hippo Rider going down right away. That's 4 supply. Something that you don't always think about. So it's going to be a decent hit. Who gets the last hit? Not sure if you got the experience for this.
No, not sure either. Maybe tower. DK close to 4 by now. And yeah, that's a crucial moment because you need this mass. Every single unit counts. You need to overwhelm. In a direct comparison, the undead units are just stronger.
Is he gonna risk it? He could try to risk it to fly in with the hippos, but if he doesn't get the cancel and he loses the hippos, the game's basically over.
Yeah.
As we see the rare seal sanctuary, by the way, down here. Always
It's
nice to see.
wonderful.
Little islands where all the seals are hanging out. I
So
would like to make some vacation there as well.
So that they removed us, but not the seals.
Yeah, it's because it requires some special triggers and the map isn't, strictly speaking, standard Blizzard map anymore.
I think that's no excuse. Then name one of the seals. Anyway, after us. 1-0. I feel he's in complete control. Everything he does works out. Okay, he gets an Acolyte here now. But this Invis potion got him a little bit of information and an Acolyte now. Instead of a bigger push into the ghouls, into the expansion. And now the Destroyer is ready. Man, the reactions for the undead are pretty damn good. And Moon feels a little uninspired at the moment, if I may criticize the GOAT.
Yeah, he's staying just purely on mass air, which there's going to be very slim timing for him to win this game. Once 1-2-0 gets to 70 supply fiends, there's no way, even with like 90 supply mass air, you can't beat that many fiends. So it's all about 1-2-0's fiend count. Moon will have to win this game before the fiend count gets out of control, and there's still some time to do this, because we only have a single crypt at the moment. And 1-2-0 is still sitting at 50. But I like the choice here for him to not be greedy. He knows, alright, the only way I'm going to lose this is if I'm getting overwhelmed. So let's just make a lot of fiends right now to have the mass web against the mass.
For Moon, what do you think about this Demon Hunter second? Yes, of course it's pretty great against the heroes, but if you play mass air, the kill counter was going crazy whenever this was paired with an alchemist instead of a demon hunter second. So acid bomb to increase the little damage that the air does. Heal spray is also not too shabby, but sometimes it feels if you don't have acid bomb, then the undead just out heals you, as it is a lot of single target damage and there's coil against that, frost armor.
A town is under siege.
Yeah, that's the old school way of playing it, but Demon Hunter has taken the alchemist spot in this strat for a little while now. Yeah, the acid bomb does more damage, but once you drain the DK out of mana and there's no more coils, it ends up being much more damage what the Demon Hunter provides indirectly, in my opinion. We may have the first big fight of the game now. Keeping over to the expansion is 1-2-0. He doesn't have that high fiend count yet, so I think this might be the last chance really for Moon to win this game. He has to do huge damage, perhaps win straight out with his attack right.
Took out the statue right away. That was a big one, so no regeneration at the moment. Against the Demon Hunter, this could be a dry undead soon. Moon is losing a couple of units, but that's the nature of it. And more entangle, resulting in more kills. This dispel doesn't really work, doesn't really help. No entangle after this one though, but there's the heal scroll for Moon.
Standing on Blight here for 1-2-0 is great. Also, he's still got a Health Stone, which is going to be quite helpful on the Lich here soon. Possibly. Double heal potion here is amazing. Yeah, Moon can take out fiends fairly well, but how is he ever going to take out the heroes standing on Blight? It seems pretty much impossible.
He realized that as well. 2 Fairy Dragons in Flare form will be taken care of too. And that is level 4 Lich. That's pretty powerful. And Moon has to rebuild. He lost like 20 supply there. He's still not tier 3. And now the unit that did the most damage, the Hippo Riders, they're gone. And they will be replaced with fairies who just tickle very strongly.
Yeah, now we have the double crypt for 1-2-0. Now he can spam out those fiends. Does he have upgrades already? 1-1. Not the greatest, but decent enough. Slap 2-2 on those fiends, and these fairy dragons are not going to cut it anymore.
Oh.
I think Moon lost his timing, and as much of a genius as he is, I think the window to transition may have closed, and don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but this is looking checkmate already.
And this has been the other way around so many times in this matchup when 1-0 was trying everything and had these cheeky plays and stuff, but Moon defended absolutely everything. And now it's 1-0 playing relatively standard, strategy-wise, just a little better. And that seems to be enough at the first 2 maps here. But alright, maybe he can take some good kills off of 1-0 here. DK at 50%, saves the Fiend, that was nice. Destroyer, not here anymore, so... Ah, there it is, sorry. Entangle can still reign supreme. For now.
That was decent for Moon, finding 1 or 2 kills. It was only 1 kill actually at the end of the day. Keeper mana being low, couldn't chase too well with Entangle. And now mass statues, the Fiends with upgrades, the high level heroes, the Destroyer. 1-0 just has the better, more well-rounded, higher tech army.
Yeah. That's a lot of advantages for armies. If they're better, more well-rounded, and higher tech. What does Moon have? Usually he has the mass, but if we look at the supply, then 1-0 has that advantage as well.
Trying to steal the red camp item. This is the best position Moon can ask for. But 1-0 is feeling so confident. He knows he's begging for a creep jack up there, but he picks up the item, TP's out. Yeah, he has some losses, but whatever, it's still good enough. And he got the CAD, Gas, Pipe. Hells yeah.
Absolute dream. 1 Fiend will probably be caught if he's not saving that one. But man, for the Catgas Pipe, you do everything. As an undead, this is the absolute dream. Even saves this one thanks to a single dispel. And Moon is not finding any openings. He's not, like, he's trying to claw, but there's no surface to claw into.
Gonna take the next fight here. The mana flare against the statue is doing decent damage. But it only costs like 10 mana or something to activate that spell, so it doesn't do that much return damage. Unlike, for example, Sorcerer's Slow. And the web's now leading quickly to kills. Even with Mana Flare form, the Fiend DPS here is pretty good. 1-1 upgrade with a bit of Orb of Corruption coming in every now and then. More units going down on both sides, really. But I don't see a huge level up here for Moon.
Couple of Fiends falling. This is nice, but it's still 64 pop. It's still backed up by an expansion. This is not the crucial losses that 1-0 would have had on one base, because then it really hurts to lose a Fiend. Here, it's kind of fine. And this is another TP, and the longer the game goes, Moon's strategy is getting worse and worse and worse. We don't... There's a Talon.
A player's forces are under attack.
Is that a misclick?
It's only 1. It's kind of weird. Talons would die very quickly here. Throwing in a bit of Fairy Fire could be nice.
But what's the range on Fairy Fire? I think you gotta get quite close, and then you're dead. Like, I'm the biggest fan of minus armor, probably in the world. But I think this, to me, this looks like a misclick.
Only way I can see Moon winning this game is he establishes 3rd base, which he's trying, and then he keeps playing hit and run, gets economically ahead, gets tier 3, gets master training, gets cyclone, and somehow makes sure that there's not too many destroyers. That's a lot of ifs and buts and maybes, but yeah, he's gonna have to hope for some sort of divine help to win this game.
Good thing is that Moon is exactly, like, is the best at exactly that. Stay alive, find ways out of impossible situations, play an economy advantage, create an economy advantage, and keep that economy advantage. That's why he got these crazy games in Twisted Meadows. It's a little bit of a different map here, and 1-0 knows, sending that Acolyte. And I think he just wants to end this now. 5-5 undead heroes.
Yeah, we have 80 supply, Fiend army with destroyers, 2-1 upgrades. I think if Moon had 100 supply, he still couldn't beat this army right now. And for that reason, he's not trying to fight. That's smart. He's just going for the counterattack. But with fairies, you don't exactly kill buildings really fast, so this is going to take some time.
You don't even kill Acolytes very fast. He got 1, 2, 3 now. Trades a TP. Okay, creates a temporary 2-base, 1-base situation. But only for so long.
Yeah, 1-0 knows where the Tree of Life is, was just attacking it a moment ago. Could have stuck around a bit longer to get the kill, but he's gonna come over once again to finish the job that he started.
Moon has 5 Fairy Dragons in flare form in the base while going for the south?
Seems certainly to be a little mistake there, going for another TP in the middle.
Wow.
1-0 not having a TP anymore. He's a little bit worried that the next run-by might cost him. If a run-by happened into the main base, could mean a lot of acolytes going down. And 1-0 knows he doesn't have to risk anything. He's in a wonderful position right now.
Yeah.
Why jeopardize this lead?
Trying to expand. If it works, nice. If not, why not? Forces Moon out, and he's really building... Like, there's a second talent.
A player's forces are under
Very
That's
much...
the entangle on DK, but staff still available. And he is going tier 3. Alright. Yeah, I like that. Moon has to buy a lot more time, keep playing that hit and run, keep distracting 1-2-0. And maybe with Ore plus Cyclone, something can be done.
Okay, finds that expansion again. It's once again not defending this, but tree and run-bys not causing any issues really. And he might not even do too much echo damage. These two expansions were so expensive.
Maybe a TP versus TP trade here once again. Not a bad trade for Moon by any means. Would have loved to see a Sapper in this. If he came in here with 1 or 2 Sappers, could have been perhaps a lot more damage. But actually, that's really nice. That's a supply block against 1-2-0 now. He can't even remake the Acolytes. Good move by Moon. He remade another Tree of Life in his own main base. He's playing this situation about as well as you can. But at the end of the day, he still has Mass Fairies against Mass Fiends.
The tree is being found as well, though. Okay, Moon trying to backstab, or is it just a counterattack? The tree is buying some time. Looks like a counterattack again.
a player's forces are under attack.
How different this is from all the Foggy games. Okay, TP, TP. Let's get out of here. He morphs everything?
They're all stacked up in the main. Look at that.
Yeah.
They're all on one clump. But there is still supply block. He's still not making more ziggurats. It's starting to become painful. He's only mining off of his main base. Moon is clawing his way back into this, man. And 1-0, he needs to stop looking for this expansion. He needs to intercept the ferries, run around the middle, and get his expo mining again.
And this is exactly what I mean. Moon is just the best. I think he's not rebuilding them because the main base expires soon, and then he's gonna send them over. But yeah, 80 supply would be kind of decent to have at some point anyway. But Moonman, 3 different screens, Treants right hand side, Heroes mid, Ferries left hand side in 2 groups.
Yeah, I think 1-0 has to establish his expansion down there and then expand again in the bottom left gold mine. I think if he expands top right, he's gonna get pulled apart too much by Moon. Who's got Trees of Life? Well, not everywhere, but there's a new one. This is the 5th or 6th Tree of Life this game.
So, with the ferries we criticize the damage. Now Moon is at tier 3. Could go Orb. And then on 2 heroes. That would add a lot to it. Could also go Bears maybe. But that's a long transition.
Even intercepting one of the Acolytes here. Every little thing matters. Catches a Fiend. And almost takes that one out.
Level
DK
5.
on the other side. Oh yeah, level 5 and Moon. Wow. How he was able to maneuver into this position. It's still not a great one, but it's a playable one, I guess.
Demon Hunter blocks a lot. There's a heal scroll. Might need a staff soon. Ooh, there was a big nuke, but the rune bracers pay dividends after dividend after dividend. But he needs to get out. Yep, exactly. Past the staff so he can get back in just a little bit. Moon still at 72 and 1-0 seemingly falling apart. It has to be the heroes here. Again, Coil Nova, but it doesn't really scratch the surface of this Demon Hunter. Apparently the GOAT did it again.
Oh my god, what a sick comeback. It's not over yet though. Once again, Moon can kill the units pretty easy, but killing the heroes, that's a different story. Once we have some statues coming into the mix again. DK level 6, of course the ultimate not gonna do much. It's gonna be the aura here instead. Lich a little bit low HP, but does have that heal potion still. Demon Hunter gonna have to TP out. Can't afford to lose that hero. And another Fiend goes down, dude.
Wow.
Moon with an unbelievable comeback. This game, He was dead to rights. But now suddenly, seems like he's got a lead again.
It's very reminiscent to me to the Northern Isles game against Remind, where Remind had a little bit of a lead and didn't know what to do with it, and Moon, like, step by step, getting his way back, knowing exactly, okay, I need to do this, so to slow him down a little bit so he can't knock me out at that stage, so at the same time I'm gonna slowly build an advantage at a certain point of the game, and boom, one fight can do this. Second Tree of Life coming up, Tree of Eternity stays in the base, which I like. Just to have access to the Moon Wells makes so much sense to do.
Guys, are those 2 talents just the last resort? That's keeping at home?
Yeah, I think, they are watching at the trees and take care of them.
Keeping them for a rainy day, you know? You gotta be careful with your investments.
If he attacks to Talon Master and at some point cyclones the DK 1-0 doesn't expect it, so the coil misses and he kills the Lich, that would be insane. Next level preparation for that one.
Two Embracers have been absolutely amazing for Moon. 1-0
moving
moving out into the open once again, exposing sort of his acolytes at the natural, but not really anything happening there. Surround, but staff out. Decent mana damage done there with the burn, but this Brilliance Aura, that's also an amazing item here for 1-0 in this late stage.
Yep. It absolutely is. Engine of War, making sure that 1-0 is not expanding in the bottom left. I like that a lot. We have 1 orb online now. And Wellspring. Those are the only 2 reasons for the tier 3 so far, right?
Ferry's flying over to the natural. He's looking again for some openings. 1-0 now starting to split his army. That could be dangerous. That means his main force could be overpowered by these mass ferries who are flying in for some more economic damage.
There we go. Treant's on top of things as well. DK is here. Couple of Fiends. Lich comes in too. In the shadow of the tower, you don't really want to fight. You know you have the advantage. If you can take out a unit, that would be nice. But this time, the Dispel is ready. Doesn't change the fact that Moon is about to have 3 bases if this goes well. 2 of these bases very far away from each other, and the other one expired.
And Moon is just playing this absolutely brilliantly. He knows 1-0 will want to go to the top right, so he's attacking the expansion once again. 1-0 is broke.
Yep.
He's out of gold.
Yep. He uses his own trees as bait to create space for exactly this. And he said, yeah, Ferries and Keeper Demon Hunter, they don't deal with buildings too well. But if they have time, you know, it works at some point. Steady tickling destroys towers or something.
Yeah, truly masterful how Moon is able to come back in this game. Like, literally everyone else would have lost already. No exception.
So, was there a mistake by 1-0 to not finish it at one point?
I think 1-0 was over-aggressive against that next Tree of Life coming up. I think he should have just solidified his base bottom left with more towers and just expanded again in the bottom left corner. And then it doesn't matter if Moon gets more bases. I think that was his mistake here.
But currently,
being over-aggressive instead of going for a 3rd base.
Currently, nobody is mining. 1-0 still has a statue. He has 6-5 heroes. And now Tree of Eternity is moving over. If he finds that one fight that he can knock this down, maybe he's the one. Oh, he has no gold, right? Otherwise, I would say maybe he's the one operating with sappers. Tree is walking to the bottom right, man. Moon is just everywhere.
Yeah, this is the base race now for Moon. He still can't win a fight. He probably won't be able to this whole game. So now it's all about buildings. 1-0 TP's out before he kills the Tree of Eternity. That's a very questionable move. Laxida was far from going down there.
Yeah, I'm not totally understanding that either. He has a shade, but he can't build anything. He's supply blocked, and that won't change. Oh.
Scouting here with the Treants. Alright, Lich level 6. That's actually relevant. in this base race stage.
Depends a little. Staff on the Keeper and Demon Hunter is really good. So one Entangle gets rid of Death and Decay.
I feel like Moon has the big edge here. The thing is, 1-0, he always has to fall back to defend his buildings, but he has a limited amount of health. There's no repair going on. There's no way to heal these buildings, so to speak. So, little by little, this base could be destroyed.
Oh yeah. And Moon is mining again. In a little time.
Sold the Khadgar's pipe. What?
That pains.
I could have sold the gauntlets and the pendant. Why did he sell the Khadgar's pipe?
Well, maybe he thinks if that doesn't work, I'm out anyway, and I have no need for value over time. I need everything now. Let's see how that works. Death and Decay. He doesn't even hit the Tree of Eternity.
Wait, what? What's going on? 1-0, what are you doing? I'm sorry, but...
He really doesn't like this engine of war. Whoa. That was wild.
Things happening here.
Maybe he gave up already. Maybe he's a little frustrated with this game, knowing that it's not supposed to be the superior strategy, and just got outplayed hard, and it's starting again that he just can't beat Moon.
Moon is bringing in all his ferries, but also the rest of the army for 1-0 is joining. This is a great bait by 1-0. He's pretending like, oh, my army isn't here. Come fight me. But in the meantime, the fiends are all swarming in. Oh, that's a lot of fiends. That's a lot of web. And Moon is getting caught the first time in a long time. Does he have a TP? No TP!
Oh wow, this is the fight for map number 2. Demon Hunter level 5.5, no Metamorphosis here. Will we see Tranquility? Also, not the case. There is Dust against Herd Fiend, so you can't rely on Burrow too much. Demon Hunter is super low! Keeper! Oh my! The staff was on him! He can't get him out! And Moon is losing the hero. And that is the solution against Death and Decay. Moon down to 34. We were talking 1-0 out. And the pendulum swings back. So Moon, what now? Level 70k.
Man, it seemed like Moon deserved to win this game, but great play here by 1-0. Great bait by pretending that his full army wasn't there and then coming in with the flank. And when this undead army is so strong, it only takes one misstep. It only takes one catch for everything to go down.
Fairies.
Speaking of catch, Fiends finding more fairies up in the north. Keeper is back from the tavern, revived there, but no mana to use any entangle.
Man, you might not think that this was 15 armor or whatever it is in flare form. Melting. DK staffing in to help with Aura. Moon is losing so many of these fairies here just to Fiends as the Lich... Wait, where's the Lich? Ah, running home. Okay, was dealing with the building here. Keeper in trouble again. This time, no kill thanks to the staff. And it's the Demon Hunter to deal with this now. But Frost Armor is kicking in too.
Yeah, Demon Hunter without Orb at this stage in the game does no damage. If he doesn't get any mana burns out. And of course against the Fiends, he won't be able to use mana burn. 1-0. Back in the saddle now, it seems. Over at the natural, however. Fiends getting caught. Trying to take out the Destroyer, then he can use the Entangle against the Fiends. Takes out the Destroyer and has the reveal. Moon gonna find some more kills. He's gonna get level 6 here, perhaps.
Way back and forth like a ping pong game. It's still possible for both of them to get this with a genius move or to throw it with one simple mistake. And we are approaching Night Elf Ultimate territory.
Jesus Christ, the Lich with Death and Decay took out the expansion in the north.
Yeah.
Mana burn comes in. Slight mistake by 1-0. He needs to keep the DK away from the Demon Hunter at all times. And dude, I can't believe he sold the Khadgar's pipe. Are you kidding me? At this stage in the game, the pendant actually does nothing. When he can't spam mana potions anymore.
Level
Lich
7.
level 7, which is Frost Armor 2 maybe? It's also good.
What's the cooldown on Death and Decay? It must be on cooldown for a while, right?
Yeah, it's
At this point.
another 1 or 2 minutes. It's not that long of a cooldown. It's half through the cooldown right now.
Okay. Yeah, maybe a minute. But maybe he doesn't even need that. There's only one Wisp here.
35 minutes. quite the thriller here on map 2. 1-0 was supposed to have won this game a long time ago. Moon with some crazy tenacious play, keeping his chances alive. Doesn't even have a dust anymore to go for the fiends. Moon is pretty damn broke.
Okay, what does it do if you kill the Black Citadel? I guess not too much. Nova used. Wants to prevent the level 6 Night Elf heroes. Uses the coil, but man, these rune bracers throughout that game. Would love to have the stat how much damage they prevented. Moon is out of bases. Moon is also out of gold.
And this shade, Wonder has a single shade, is actually pretty helpful right now. Could use it to scout, could use it to find where the Night Elf is. I think Wonder might just be able to follow around the Night Elf heroes and kill him now, maybe. But again, mana is low. Doesn't have too much regen. That one statue is a crucial part of this army.
Yeah, can't lose that really. You can eat your fiends for mana if you need it, but don't really want to. Well, of course, we got more and more mana and HP with every night cycle here. Man, looking forward to Todd after this game breaking down every single important moment of it.
Dude, I bet Todd is also losing his mind that he sold the Catgas pipe. Like, how the hell could that happen? But anyways, Novas are available. Demon has to be careful.
Oh, super careful.
Rune Bracers are now on the Keeper, so the Demon a lot more exposed. DK level 8.
Oh my
doesn't
god,
really matter.
He loses the DH, and that is game, everybody. 1-2-0 with 3 match points in a row.
Whew, what a game that was. I don't think I'm gonna go for the whole breakdown of the game, but yeah, Moon definitely clawed his way back into it, and I think perhaps he should have just played the full-on base trade and not try to, you know, run around and try to catch the units as much. There was one moment he did it and it worked out pretty well. These talents, like, what the hell was that? Just 2 talents sitting in the base the whole time, like, definitely.
He used like 3 Cyclones at the end. Did you see? He did use them.
I know, but like, you know, he just had the talents there the whole time doing absolutely nothing for like most of the game. That was just really, really weird. At some point when Moon was, you know, he was taking all of the bases that were on the map, it does feel like he was in a position where if he only ever hits and run and he does it properly, he should be perhaps winning this game. But obviously, you know, it's easier said than done. The Shade was a great move, I think, by 1-2-0, and he had great upgrades, very high level heroes. I was also a little bit triggered that he sold the Khadgar, but I guess it didn't matter in the end. He had too much army anyway.
It feels like it was Moon's game to take at one point, and then one fight in 1-2-0 takes it back after an advantage over a long time. Man, cool back and forth. We want to see more of that. So hopefully Moon is starting a comeback now, but it's looking really, really good. For one of the strongest 1-2-0s that we've seen in a long time, we take a little break, a little rest for these competitors after this 35-minute banger, and then we have 1-2-0 on match points. We are back with 3 match points for the undead. Could be 2 undead winners in DreamHack. 1 in Europe, 1 in Asia. The one in Europe was to be expected. In Asia, I would say, not so much going into this tournament.
I think if there was a top favorite, people would have said Moon. In fact, I know many people were predicting this one. And he marched forward here into the grand final quite impressively. But so far, 1-0 seems to be coming out on top. But we saw some Moon moments of brilliance, certainly on map 2. He was super far behind, playing the mass air strategy, which doesn't seem to be that good anymore. Was suffering, or having issues rather, with the 2 base play of the opponent. But then, with wonderful hit and run, with amazing movement, was perhaps in a winning position, but it took only one mistake for 1-2-0 to claim full control there once again. That was a very fun game there between the two, the second map, and hopefully Moon now can bring it back, because this grand final still could have a lot in store for us.
I want 3 more maps between these. Usually it was Moon creating challenges that 1-2-0 was unable to overcome. Today seems a little bit different. Todd, any final closing thoughts before map 3?
Moon, he showed some good things, but he's gonna have to be a little cleaner here in the details. I don't want to see 2 Titans sitting in his space for like 15 minutes. I'm gonna be even more upset if that happens than if I see another undead selling Khadgar's pipe.
Perfect. Let's go. Last refuge. Boom! Match points it is. We got Moon in the bottom left-hand side. Needs to win 3 maps now. Otherwise, it's once again a silver medal for him. As quite a few times recently, especially in big tournaments. WCG, WGL. And in WGL, he was the one with the 2-0 lead. Now the shoe is on the other foot. Can he fight from downhill as well?
Yeah, absolutely can do it, I believe. He hasn't really had a clean game so far. Gonna go with the keeper once again. You know, with the keeper normally, you want to creep level 2 quickly, clear out the natural at some point, expand, Demon Hunter, Dryads, Mass. It's a pretty straightforward strategy that he didn't try to go for too much. On the first map, that was his strategy, yes, but the expansion timing was really late. Map 2, he takes a gamble with the Mass Air, and it backfires. This is something that can sometimes hurt your confidence a bit, but there's still a very solid, very reliable strategy available here to Moon.
Yeah, for sure. And once again, a couple of expansion spots if he wants to create long games. Heavy in economy, he could do that. Lots of creeping here, of course, as well. I got all fingers crossed that we don't see any creep shenanigans here, as so often recently, with the creeps pulled into each other and snares and all that stuff. But hey, let's see. Definitely a possibility. Acolyte knows what's up. Enter number 1. Keeper starts with a claw. That's a feel-good moment for Moon.
Entangle first again. Really wants to take out these Acolytes, which once more might mean that creeping on beyond this point might not be too easy. 1-0 this time. Not going for backpack. So the first time the DK probably just going to be creeping with the ghouls solo. And it might be a bit of a mistake. That means now the keeper can in fact creep to level 2 fairly easily. Or just look to be aggressive himself as we see him moving across the map.
Okay. Aggression early. Plus a couple of archers. Plus the tech will be queued soon. 1-0 is a little afraid of incoming aggression. Goes for the narrow tower in the base, so not cutting all corners in the world. Wisp safe to the side, and they know where they are. And now, how do they react? Keeper's coming into the main. That ghoul is a gift.
Kind of weird that 1-0 didn't put that in the back more quickly. Was he baiting a surround, maybe? Can he get the surround? Narrow tower slow, has worn off, has the option to encircle the keeper. Oh, what a sidestep by Moon. Wow, that was very nicely done. Gets away here with a bit of a black eye.
Messi-esque for sure. Telestaff is ready in 5 seconds. That's exactly why he's here at the Merchant. Expansion is coming up bottom right-hand side. That's a position that is to be expected. It's either close to the base. Whoa! For
Trying to
real?
creep this.
There
was a wisp back there to scout. Maybe he didn't see the wisp. That's gonna be a bit painful here. Well, I guess at the end of the day, it's only one ghoul going down, so we're not the end of the world, I suppose. If even that.
It's another ghoul. Soon. Oh, wanted to coil a little too late. Wisp and detonate. Another shot at the surround. But with only 4 ghouls, that is very hard to do. Yeah, it's at the end of the world. He didn't lose too much, but it's like wasted time. He didn't get any experience in that.
It's also wasted time for the Keeper, though. And I would argue level 3 for the Keeper is more important than for the DK. This level 2 for the DK is good enough already. So 1-2-0 is kind of preventing the Keeper from creeping by pretending to taking a very greedy camp himself. That's like some 4D chess right here.
But it's
I
also
love this play.
But it's also more time for Moon's expansion, so it's kind of like a triple-edged sword. I have no idea how that would look like in real life, but we'll see what's better.
Like Kylo Ren sword.
True.
Oh, Archer's now getting caught. That should be one going down here. Struggling a bit with the surrounds. Needs to get some workshop going with Juan, maybe.
Gets the kill in the end. Just be a little patient. And again, no detonate. That was to be expected. He has his eyes everywhere on the map. Needs to creep now. Needs to fall back at some point to get that level 3. He's really, really far away from that level 3, which he absolutely needs against the upcoming fiends. Tier 2 is done. Ultra Vision. No second hero started yet.
A lot of ghouls. How many is that? 9 still remaining. 1 went down earlier, so 10 ghouls in total. Pretty heavy commitment here. Nice creeping by Moon. Taking out this natural simultaneously. And is going to get very close to level 3 with that.
Okay, but is it enough to create space for the Demon Hunter to creep? There's the Merc, there's the Lab, there's the Reds, there's a couple of greens still, there's both Merchants. Kind of rare to see this stage of the game. 1-0 is absolutely obsessed with the laboratory.
I should be getting it now. With the High Priest dead already, this is a lot easier to creep. The High Priest is the biggest problem here usually in this camp with the Inner Fire and Heal. Because as we all know, Inner Fire is damn crazy good.
Who would ever doubt that, DreamHack? Who would ever argue against that?
They would not be in their right minds if they did.
No, I have no clue. I don't know such people. A very nice Sentry Ward. 1-0 doesn't see this. It doesn't really assume that this is happening. Moon will have a lot of vision. Whenever there's an attack coming, he gets both lanes covered. So he knows exactly how to react.
It's also a classic play we see from Undeads nowadays. Once the Keeper and the DK are level 3, bring the ghouls home, try to not lose any, and then when the Lich arrives, try to harass the Demon Hunters creeping. But yeah, the Sentry Ward is giving great vision. And the Keeper, he knows he can't really get any kills here, but he's forcing the DK to stay home, and the Demon Hunters safely creep. 1-0 also aware of this, scouting with the Skellies, trying to be a bit annoying. Both now playing very, very nicely around each other.
Yeah, they learned a lot from the past 2 games. But it's time to level this Demon Hunter. There's no chance you win this without a high-level Demon Hunter. He's gonna be the carry, the one you can rely on. And wouldn't mind to see another Rune Bracer here, of course. But there's plenty good items.
Keeper soaked up the experience, so Demon didn't get much from it. Scourge Bone Chimes for the Demon, good. But he's probably going to be focused a lot. He's going to have to run away all the time. So the value here of this item really not that great. Unless he gets to bears. But right now it's not about bears. It's just about dryads and pumping. And just staying on tier 2 and trying to survive.
Yeah, Moon in general, rather super dryad heavy than super bear heavy. On the other side, steals a greater mana. That is exceptional for every undead. And again, we're at the situation. Tier 3 done. Frenzy should be queued soon. Destroyer's coming. Orb's gonna be ready. This time though, and this is exactly the couple of seconds that Moon is ahead in this map compared to Concealed. is the AP is there, ready, in position. Engine of War is ready, in position. This looks better for Moon than map 1.
And we still don't have Ghoul Frenzy started, by the way. This is all a delay. Here we go. Ghoul Frenzy started now, but half a minute behind Destroyer form.
Yep.
More seconds for Moon to do more creeping. You got some bonus HP on the Demon. You got lots of bonus HP, actually. 850 HP on the Demon. Really good. Health Stone here would be tremendous.
Got the ring as well for 9 armor. Mana Stone. Maybe you can trade with the Undead who has a Health Stone. But the attack is coming. Is Ghoul Frenzy gonna be finished when he needs it? Still in research. Scroll of the Beast again, by the way.
This coming out from the Entangled Gold Mine, but too late to save this Ancient Protector. Did dispel most of the Scroll of the Beast here, I guess. Heavy focus on the Demon right away. Has to go for the Emerald Potion. Getting surrounded right away. There's no staff! Oh my god, he could have killed him there, maybe. Although a Telestaff may have gotten him out of there. Scary moment, though.
Okay, there's buffer buildings, buffer units, Treants getting taken out. For my taste, there's still a lot of ghouls, but 1-0 was only burned mana so far. Not too many units killed. Burrow coming, attack upgrades coming. He's still at 50. Moon reproducing wisps. He has to hold onto this expansion. Otherwise, this grand final is lost. He's waiting for some reinforcements. It's the Berserker. More Dryads. Stays on tier 2. Does he have a staff now? Yes, and a potion as well. Is this the razor sharp timing? We've seen one concealed? Or is this holdable?
We need to target the ghouls a little bit better. Look at that. A lot of damage flying on the DK. That's wasted damage. Demon in trouble again. Has to be staffed out right away. Didn't even get too much burns out. Oh my god, last second Burrow. The Fiend survives. Moon has the dust. That's a bit stressful right now. Keeper getting targeted next. Lots of hero focus here on both sides. Keeper has to run away. Dryads being split. Moon, of course, a master at this. More and more ghouls are dropping low. The Demon returns from the main. Kind of low HP, but has a health potion still.
Lich.
1-0 dropping low on all his heroes. Lich might be going down. Mana potion. Too late!
Kind of a signature move for 1-0. Losing that with the coil in the air. Now the ghouls all hurt. Can he get some focus fire to take them out? No, TP's out with 3. Super hurt. But the Lich loss, that's brutal. That's a lot of time. 2 Fiends not part of this army. On Concealed, we were able to see that 1-0 came back with a second attack. Is that still the case here? Total value skyrocketing for Moon. Maybe he helped. Big experience, big item was on battle drums.
Not taking too much damage from this camp, which is important. Has to use the heal scroll already to get everything back into fighting shape. Big ranged army here for Moon. Cleans up the full camp before 1-0 approaches.
Runs into the creeps. Might not
Very
be
good
the
position
end
here for
of the
Moon.
road.
Up on the high ground. Has that TP if necessary. 1-0's time is running out.
Ooh, Demon Hunter again down to 50%. Null Overseer causing some trouble. Moon some free shots here. Has to take out the ghouls. Gets the Dryad kill. Level 2 on the Naga. Nuke intensifies. Demon Hunter down to 50%. Is there a staff ready? Yes, there is. And Moon has it. Ghoul Frenzy not in the battlefield anymore. Not on the battlefield anymore. Fiends and Destroyers. Demon Hunter comes back in. Freshly healed. The piercing damage is adding up.
3 on the Lich. That's a big level up, even if it's just for the stats. But the army now for 1-0 has just shrunk so much. He has the dust, he gets the kills, and Moon has held, and now is looking in a marvelous position. 1-0 doesn't have a TP anymore, so this might be his final moments. Naga getting targeted, no way to save her. Oh, Invoke Potion transfer, last second. Team dropping low again. He's pretty damn tanky though, and there must be a staff. There is a staff. No staff for the DK. First hero for 1-0 falls, and we have the GG. And Moon catching up.
Yeah, Moon fighting back. This is what we want to see here, and I guess it's time to turn on the Dryad mode here. Just pure Dryads for the longest time. He only teched once the big attack had been defended already. And this might be a better style for him to go into. This is the main style that's Foggy has been using and finding, you know, I was going to say mixed success, but I guess maybe that's one way to put it when Foggy, you know, wins the series once in a while against Happy. Like, that's in itself is a small miracle. So yeah, Moon, perhaps found the right style here to try and face 1-2-0 for the rest of the series.
Okay.
And here in the late game, we also saw a reason why Happy doesn't go so all in anymore. If the Night Elf has a good early game, he can absolutely hold that push, and Happy much more goes for the counter expansion nowadays. That's something that 1-2-0 doesn't seem to want to do much against Dryads. Against the mass area he did, but here tries with the all in. Moon holds nicely, and that makes things quite interesting now, strategically moving forward. If there's a playable expansion here for Moon, the game might look similar. Echo Isles, our next map, certainly very playable to go for the expansion for the Night Elf, but also the best fast expansion map for the Undead.
Okay, we give these players a little time to think about what they want to pick. 3-minute break, and then we continue with map number 4. Will the series be tied, or do we get a new champion? Back at the last set of the DreamHack fall, we are in the grand final. It was a 2-0 lead for 1-2-0, but Moon refuses to give up and makes this a series 2-1 now. Will our workday be over soon, Todd, or will we go full distance?
I think we might go full distance if Moon does the same thing and executes it really well. And Remo touched on it. We have a 1-2-0 who's reluctant to counter Expo. So if he kind of, butts his head into a wall here with that expansion and the Dryads, and he's not able to break it, then Moon might be able to do very well. But we're headed to Echo Isle. It's usually a very different map than most. Of course, very easy expansion to take. Like, there's a chance 120 does something entirely different with his own expansion. So yeah, we're in the game. I'll be quiet. Let's just go into it.
Okay, we are going into it indeed. Echo Isles is a map where we could deviate from the standard heroes as well, depending on some starting positions, and we will see all about that in 1 second. Let's go. Can I get a Warden, Remo?
Yeah, it seems like it must be a Warden or a Demon Hunter. Moon with the Ancient of War over at the Merc Camp is gonna be busy for quite some time, creeping this one for level 2. Which means 120 could easily expand if he tries to. But of course 120 doesn't know about the positioning of the Ancient of War, so going for the Expo would be a bit of a risk for him.
I would be so surprised to see a Warden off of Moon. Demon first.
Yeah, we've been seeing that more and more in Echo Isles. The idea being, you level up the demon quickly, you allow the undead to expand, and then you counter expand on tier 2. You go Demon Hunter Panda, you creep up the map, and you have the strongest hero combo possible for the late game. Demon Hunter plus Panda is the strongest thing that I can play in the late game against undead. It's weaker in the early stages, it's weaker at pushing bases, it's weaker at other things, but in the late game, it's going to be super strong.
Well, let's see if this is working. 120. I think there might be a chance of him expanding on this map. Probably nowhere else. I mean, he did at one point on Tidehunters, but I've seen him expanding here. Wouldn't surprise me too much. With the Ancient of War here, of course, his base is very, very exposed. And there's no... Oh, he just stole the Shadow Priest.
A player's forces are under attack.
Heavy investment by 120, and he's... Is he gonna be expanding? It's hard to tell. Acolyte is still alive. Oh, look at the Wisp. Ready to detonate the skeletons. And again, gets coiled here. Doesn't get off the detonate in time. But the Demon is gonna pick up some nice experience here early on. Parry up of Vitality. Very good item for him. And 120 is going for the expand.
Survivability, always nice with this. And yeah, let's go. Instant expansion by 120 as well. And then it's up to Moon to break this at some point. A little bit of healing, always appreciated. Dispel, of course, not necessary, as there is no entangle, no treants.
Ring +3 for the DK, not the greatest. And this one Wisp loss, it's gonna be painful now, because that means the DK is gonna get level 2 here right away. If the Wisp had been denied, it wouldn't have been level 2, it would have slowed down the aura. And that's one of those small mechanical mistakes that Moon is showing today that's gonna be a bit painful here for him.
Yeah,
Expansion of 120 also slightly delayed because of the Mercs, but should be coming in a moment.
By now we should question if Moon's detonate hotkey is maybe broken. There was another Wisp going down to a coil. Maybe he just doesn't pay too much attention to it, but okay. Ghoul run by, scouted with a Wisp in the north, and this is 3 ghouls coming in. Berserker goes to Moon, that was big. Tree though. Is he brute forcing this?
I think he should have the damage here. Gets another kill on the Wisp. It's gonna cost him some ghouls. But the expansion for 120 is super delayed. He started very, very late only. There's gonna be some ghouls dying. Lots of experience for the Demon. He's got the boots already. Moon knows, once his Demon is level 3, he's gonna be very strong.
Shadow Priest goes down, that's big experience. Nice jump towards level 3, which is what you need. And it is a little bit of an advantage when it comes to second gold mines. Tech hasn't started yet on either side. Can Moon still break this without treants, without entangle?
Trying to save the ghoul, but I think this Private Ryan will not be getting home to Alabama. Oh no. That one dies, and the next one as well. The boots here working out very, very well. Heavy investment into mobility on the Demon Hunter, but well worth it, in my opinion. And now they're not with too much army left anymore. This fast expansion really wasn't all that fast. Normally at this point it's supposed to be mining already. So Moon in a completely playable position here.
Shadow Priest this time for Moon, so no additional piercing damage to continue to threaten the second base. And with a DK only, you can't... Wait, 3 ghouls? Is this again doable? It's a big investment once more. Doesn't have any skeletons anymore. And I think the focus fire is enough. Yeah, can't commit to this anymore. DK alone is not enough damage. And Moon will finally get that tree up. On the other side, Haunted Goldmine finishes 2, Narrow Tower. And, well, still no tech for 120. Very low lumber due to the heavy ghoul usage.
Yeah, this is a real problem here now for the Undead. His tech is going to be insanely far behind that of Moon. Might be like 2 minutes, maybe even more. And with that heavy commitment to the early game, it's very painful. Could go for a graveyard, I guess. That one doesn't cost any lumber. But 120 perhaps over-investing in ghoul aggression early on.
Yeah, even if he gets that second tree, he could expand on the spot then. Not sure. Demon Hunter can bully now. He has a staff. He can be surrounded. He's doing good damage. Catches the ghoul here while entangled. Burns the DK every now and then. Feels good for Moon, who is soon to arrive on tier 2.
1-0 now finally has the resource for the tech. There we go. But boy oh boy is that late. 6.5 minutes. Not what we call a swift tier 2. Whereas Moon's tier 2 about to finish, and then must be the Panda. Panda would make so much sense here.
Yeah, for sure. Could fall into a bait and go like Naga for tempo play, but there is no need at all when expansions are coming up. Like, Panda is so good against everything that 120 is building and will ever build, except destroyers maybe. Very, very tanky against the Undead Nuke as well, and Panda confirmed.
Alright, Moon getting ready for the late game. So, early game for Moon going decently well. Expansion now going to be over. Oh, the Panda, wow. Solo harassing the ghouls a bit. It's also a play that only Moon would make. Every other Night Elf would bring the Panda back to the natural to get solo experience there.
Yeah.
But he's just trying to annoy the DK and the ghouls. Very unique.
Well, he saw that it was a good opportunity. I think the Demon Hunter would have been too late, staff on cooldown and all. So why not throw a breath, make the ghouls go home, and keep that marketplace for later?
Cern here for Moon, of course, he's mining at the expansion way later, so 120 can go up to 70 supply much, much faster than Moon can. So Moon is going to have to catch up with levels. He needs stronger heroes, whereas 120 is going to have the bigger and stronger army. So it is kind of surprising that the Panda is playing this so aggro.
He also has no staff.
He's just alone across the map. This is quite unique.
I can relate, you know, dark clothes, alone. Kind of an alcoholic. No. Just joking, of course. And he prioritizes level 4 Demon Hunter when there's very limited experience on the map. This might bite him down the road.
It's starting to get weird. It's starting to get weird that this Panda still is absolutely not creeping. That should be coming out somewhat soon as well. Ghouls being brought into the middle. Once we have a couple of Dryads, Moon's going to have full map control. And it's going to happen here in a moment. And I guess that was the idea. Panda just going to slow things down and make sure that the middle camps are going to be going to Moon. And yeah, you're never going to kill a Demon Hunter. I can forget about that.
Yeah, Lich has to be leveled as well. Wait, it's Triple Rex Garx. He might just be playing this DK solo for a long time.
Oh.
A player's force.
Yeah, when there's no keeper on the other side, you don't have to go tier 3 so quickly. You don't need destroyers that fast. And 120 could try to go for a quick Garg timing, like 60 supply, like 10, 15 Gargs. And this Panda, as we clearly saw, not quite leveled so well yet.
Ooh, he needs to power level that now. Both unique spots, not gonna be enough, I think. Tier 3 is coming soonish. Moon doesn't have the best anti-air either, as it is. Oh, guard getting caught by the Murlocs.
That's weird. And is gonna go down as well. Well, there's a lot more guards, I guess. But Moon knows what's up. I think he should go for an AP, at least at the expo, maybe also in the main, and get ready for a guard bust.
Almost Vortex-esque here. Certainly European inspired, I would say. Triple Crypt Gargs is something you very, very rarely see. For years, no Chinese ever built a gargoyle, and then TBC came up with this one Rex Garg play, which, oh boy. Let's say it did not have the best win rate of all time. And now 1-0 goes for them. Big surprise to me.
We need to get back to his shop. He needs an Orb of Venom super badly for this Demon. He doesn't have enough anti-air right now. 4 Dryads, 2 Berserkers. That's not enough against his big force, which is coming in by 1-0. Also, the Undead has a Scroll of the Beast. Is he teching behind this? No. 1-0 just spamming Gargs like crazy. So he's committing hard to this attack.
Is that the push for the championship, or can Moon hold? Typical situation in this matchup. Atypical unit composition. Moon is trying to hold. No Nature's Blessing. Never researched it. Rather went for tier 3 fast instead. Drunken Haze is good. Causes a couple of misses. Breath of Fire is decent as well, but it's still not level 2. He has to spam them. For that he got a mana potion. Oh, the heal scroll is gold!
It was the only heal scroll though, and Moon now suddenly has that big army. Drunken Haze coming in. Oh, no mana for the breath anymore. Use the mana potion. There we go. That connected big time. And Moon, I think he's stabilizing here more and more. And he doesn't even have the orb yet.
Might get 2 kills here on the right-hand side, but the Garg's out of the fight in general. So, Invo Potion on the Demon Hunter. Whoopsie. Maybe a little bit of a misclick. More Dryads are falling. I'm not too sure if he weathered the storm yet.
And I guess the level 3 close to the next Breath of Fire. And Moon will force these gargoyles back for now. Could get another kill here as well. Gets denied. Back to 50 supply for 1-0. Happy days for Todd. And 1-0 did transition now into tier 3. But that attack wasn't the greatest. Still a big experience lead here on the Night Elf side.
Plus, Orb is coming. Or is there already. So they will take even more damage. He needs Stone Form so bad, and he needs map control so bad. 450 gold. Moon, can he steal the heal scrolls? One is still available. Creep's woken up. Interesting move. And 1-0 calls for the GG. Just like that. Full distance.
Yeah, taps out. Felt that he had to go for a quick timing there, I guess, with his faster expansion play. And Moon brings it back. 1-0, I think his macro in the early game just wasn't crisp enough. He could have expanded there way, way, way faster. Also, stealing the Shadow Priest. Is that really necessary? If he sees the Ancient of War down there, he can go to the natural just right away. And if he doesn't go for the Shadow Priest, invest into that expansion much more quickly. The Expo was just so much delayed. I feel like 1-0 could have played that a bit better. But anyways, that's the way it is. And now, one map remaining for our championship.
Yeah, Moon finally finds his rhythm, and it was a specific build to Echo. You don't really see Demon Hunter too much, I think, on other maps. I was a little bit worried when I saw that Panda wasn't leveling. Like, you know, rushing Demon 4 for Panda 2 is like a really weird move to go for, but as long as he held, and he did sure do that, I think Moon was always going to be okay after that. So kind of weird to see 1-0 play, you know, triple Crypt Garg. That's not exactly, you know, what he's known for, and that didn't work out too well. So probably going to revert back to more standard play in the final map, which is
Amazonia.
Oh, okay. So we're actually going into a little bit of crazy territory here as well with that, where this is a pretty tough map to expand on for either player. And I guess, you know, Night Elf, if you can get an Ancient of War up there in position to creep that, it's going to be a little bit easier, but very different map than most, which makes for an interesting dynamic heading into it.
We will send you into the last break of the DreamHack Open Fall season, and then we crown a champion. Indeed, PogChamp Todd. This is pretty PogChamp, this grand final, as we go full distance. One map to decide it all. Moon versus 120. Everything will be decided on Amazonia.
Yeah, wouldn't have it any other way here. A 5-mapper in the grand finals. The two best players in this tournament. They performed really well up to this point. It looked like it was going to be a 3-0 for some time. And then Moon was like, actually, you know what? I'm done with this. Like, let's play serious from now. And he kind of bulldozed through the last 2 maps very, very convincingly. A lot more on points and some nice movements, some good dryad usage. So perhaps what he needs to rely on more so than anything else. But yeah, Amazonia is such different territory than most other maps. Hard to expand on. You kind of start with level 2 if you choose to do those 2 camps here in the start. I expect Keeper into Demon from Moon and standard like solid style, but there is a chance he might mix in another Demon Hunter first, even though usually it's mostly booked for Echo Isle. Whereas 120, we kind of know what to expect. Just standard play, you know, Ghoul Opener, DK, and a bit of creeping, and then into Fiends and Frenzy later on and Destroyer if it's a Keeper.
All right then, who's gonna become the first 2-time DreamHack season champion? Will it even be a back-to-back champion in Moon? This is the decision. Right. Man, these Asian finals and their full out best of 5s was the case in summer, was the case at WGL, has been a lot of times the case at 120 versus Lin finals. Just so good these days, man. Off we go. Moon bottom left, 120 upper right.
Moon prevail here once again, as he has so many times before. That's what happened in summer on the last map. Not what happened at WGL. The one time where he faltered against Colorful. He's starting off with a Keeper here once again. And we kind of know what to expect. It's going to be an expansion play. Demon Hunter Dryads, very, very likely. But like the first map was, on Concealed, this expansion is not so easy to take. This is much easier for 120 to harass than many of the other maps, so the expansion timing here, once again, might be a little later than Moon would like here on our final map.
For sure. And the question is, how fast can the Keeper unfold his real strength? 120 trying to disrupt this a little bit with the Acolyte. Doesn't pull the creeps into each other. No lightning shield here immediately. That's a purge on the Acolyte. That's what he forced. Wait, how did he spell that lightning shield on the Archer that was in the north? Little weird.
It's a little weird sometimes. I think he was next to a wisp or something. Clean creep here for Moon in the end. Really important to not deny experience here, especially in this last final game.
Yeah, you can't show any nerfs. You can't do any misclicks anymore. This time, Treants first as well to support on this creep. And then Entangle after. 120 with a lightning shield creep himself for the same levels. And also no deny. Ooh, he was playing with fire there.
2 of those were really close.
Well. Time to cut some corners, eh? For the big DreamHack championship.
Slippers and gloves. Not the greatest items on either side, I guess. Keeping things fair here so far. Tier 2 tech should be starting in a moment. There it is. And the 2 level 2 heroes here. Moving out on the map. Slightly faster tech for Moon. Expansion should be coming up at the former green camp. 120. If he scouts this, may even have a window to look for a cancel there.
Every moment is so important here on this map, especially for 120. Every second you can keep the Keeper away from level 3 is great. Tech progressing just started for Moon. For 120, pretty much same speed. Who constantly goes for this narrow tower. Never skips it, really. We don't have any staffs yet, so surrounds could potentially be an instant kill. Boom, we see it here. There's just a little experience, but it's experience.
Yep, every little bit matters, especially if as we're moving towards level 3. Entangle plus Archer Fire here could perhaps be a bit scary. DK lost a lot of HP already. Yeah. Can't heal up from Moonwells or anything like that, but of course has the aura to passively work over time.
Still have 2 ghouls on lumber, so there shouldn't be an issue for 120 to work with so many ghouls in the middle of the map. Could this be a Naga second instead of a Lich this time?
It'd be kind of a wild 1-2-0 play. He has done that before, but would certainly be a bit of a risk. Great scouting here. Knows exactly what the Keeper is up to. Just has a few seconds of freedom, and in that time going to take out the troll camp, and perhaps still going to find the window to harass the creeping on the other side. Or if he steals the last gear of the Taskmaster, would be absolutely huge.
347.
Gets it.
Exactly. Super close to 3 now. Oh, and this is such a delay for Moon. Kinda stuck on level 2.5 now, when you really want this level 2 Entangle. Can he avenge himself? Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, Moon needs a comeback play here.
Yeah.
He needs to kill some ghouls or something, but he's only got 75 mana. 1 Entangle here wouldn't be enough to get a kill. Instead, he's getting greedy with coils aggressively. And dude, this was such a huge moment. On this level of play, this experience swing, that won the early game for 1-2-0. That one move.
You see it here. That experience swing indeed. How to, like, for 1-0, everything is comfortable now. And what a moment this is. After losing 2 maps in a row, one pretty decisively. You know exactly, okay, I gotta get something done. Oh, bashes, maybe? No, not too dangerous. But again, additional hits on the DK, never wrong. But yeah, this must feel good after 2 very painful losses here.
Yeah, the final map here for Moon are looking too good, but we saw before, even from difficult positions, Moon is one of the best in the world at coming back and finding the win condition still. And the win condition, of course, is the expansion. Tree of Life now up, eating through the trees. Not going for Nature's Blessing yet, so it's gonna take a little while.
Yeah. Obviously confirmed here that it's no Gargs. That would have been a huge surprise, especially on one base. No expansion by Moon yet, if we see this correctly. Not set up at least, making its way through as per usual. But at some point, Moon has to retreat, has to creep it. That might be a wonderful timing for 1-2-0 to jump on him. Oh, it's the round possible. Oh!
Dude.
Steph was on cooldown.
Almost in the bashes.
Yep.
A player's forces are under
As if they were trolls. Is there... Okay, if he gets that last hit with this pigeon now, there's no chance against Coil and Nova. Usually. No. Okay. Demon Hunter
picks up the ring. Really not the best damage items for the Lich, which is of course ideally what you would like to get. Keeper still looking for that kill, and hey! Finally gonna be rewarded for his persistence.
Deny
Unless
though, right?
there is a coil?
Deny.
Deny though.
What's the Fiend doing on the right-hand side? That's a little odd.
Yeah, was a bit lost there. Keeper certainly sacrificing his progress, but it's more important for the demon to level up and to get that expansion rolling. And it's gonna be mining here in a bit. 1-0 looking if he can get something for free. An Archer out of position, a bit of Coil Nova. This time the detonate is there.
Okay.
But looking at the experience bar, this demon is still not at level 3, which is a problem.
Neither is the Keeper, which is very unusual for Amazonia to have an 8-minute game in a level 2 Keeper. He's gonna get there eventually, but of course the sooner the better. And tier 3 already for the undead. But is he making his way across? It looks like he's moving to another creep camp. Natural, mercenary camp, both very good. He knows he has time, because at least a little bit. Moon needs to creep. It will take time until this expansion pays off and is protected.
We see a 6 Acolyte. This will be the typical happy play, but 1-2-0 is just refusing to counter-expand. On Concealed Hill, that worked out well. The all-in led to victory. On Last Refuge, it didn't work out and he lost the game.
Yeah.
1-2-0 taking a bit of a risk here once again. Not counter-expanding. Going for a third hero again. And since it's him, probably gonna be the Naga then.
Still no level 3 Keeper, but he get the level 3 Demon Hunter. We look at the Tavern, Naga confirmed. And this is the big push. Very similar to Concealed Hill. If this works, he's the champion. If Moon is ready, he's gonna lose a 2-map advantage in a grand final. That's some nightmare material. Dodges the coil with the TP, but he's hurt now. AP up, Wisps in position. Rest of the army is not.
Repair here from only one Wisp is not gonna hold for too long. Second Wisp now coming in, but the AP goes down. Level 2 for the Lich, for the Frost Armor, that's a big deal. Invo Potion used to dodge the coil, but the coil flew on the Ghoul right there. Invo Potion gonna be running out in a few seconds. Nova in the back trying to take out the archers quickly. He knows there's no TP anymore! The Keeper in trouble now, close to getting surrounded, but also the Naga getting pressured. Heal Potion transferred, the big Heal Potion, the perfect item right there. Demon with his own Heal Potion. So much hero focus from these two.
Oh my, there's the staff ready on the Keeper. He wants this Naga so bad, but gets the TP off. Demon Hunter dies with the coil though! Oh no! Last second nuke!
Huge moment right there. The hero going down has to be Tavern revived. There's no way Moon should have time for the normal revive. But the Moon is looking really rough. Had 1,000 gold there for a bit.
Yeah.
And now the Dryads stuck in the main. The rally point on the Demon Hunter has disappeared. He does return from the Tavern. Does he have a new Invo Potion available? Some cooldown for a couple of seconds.
120 knows he's at gunpoint. Needs to kill this expansion at some point. 1 base, 2 base, unplayable. Heal Scroll, Mana Potion, and off we go again. Keeper is there, still not level 3. Demon Hunter barely has any mana to burn.
A player's forces are under attack.
K experience very close to level 4. That would be a huge level up. No destroyers yet at all by 120, by the way. The Keeper needs to abuse this with more Entangle.
But it's only level 1. I think he's a little greedy, waiting for that level 3. Wants to get a kill before, but maybe that results in another second hero loss. And he needs to take out these ghouls. They're doing so much damage. Staff is ready. Heal Scroll as well. Uses the scroll before. There's a nuke. He's dead. My lord. He's playing with fire in this tournament life here.
How much healing is there left? A bit of Moon Juice, another potion. Potions are quickly running out in this shop, by the way.
Yeah.
Dust, but the Fiend is already unburrowed, where he doesn't do much. Used the mana burn, got coiled still, and the Demon Hunter again, super hurt. And the Naga always makes it hard for the Demon to approach with a cold arrow.
Really good crowd control by 120. There's still ghouls in this mix. Unbelievable. Moon at 58. The bank is not too great anymore, and the Demon Hunter would die for Rune Bracers. As we see the focus once again, the Ice Arrow. Trying to dance now.
Level 4. Keeper level 3, but it's too late. Now the Destroyers are up. Not too much for him to do anymore. The aura for the Unit is great at this point. Moon, looking for reinforcements. That's smart. Maybe he can catch them.
Okay, he needs to hold this expo though. He also made it to the shop on the right-hand side for Heal Scroll. Mass repair. This costs a lot. Is it worth it? Can he hold it? Nova is good. And I don't think he can hold it for much longer. Has to engage ASAP. Okay. What a game.
Okay, with 2 coils remaining. The Demon Hunter is still hurt. He's been hurt this whole time.
Yeah.
He was taken out once before, but there's the staff ready for him.
Yeah.
He dodged the coil here, maybe even. No, actually, it did take the damage. But it's nighttime now. We have Moonjuice region again. Things are looking better perhaps now for me.
No mana, but good heroes. Is the force still there? Entangle used. Fiend at 50%. Lich level 3. Dryads everywhere. Super hard to kill them. Once again, focus fire on the demon. Level 3.6. If he gets level 2 evasion, that would be huge. DK has a coil. Not ready. Takes a lot of time. Keeper in trouble. There's no staff on him. There's no potion on him. He's waiting. Frostmourne hungers. Is this the hero loss that decides the game? We have one. Okay, now there's the coil. And he can't dodge this. They might... There we go. Keeper down. Is that it or is there a revenge kill? No, Demon Hunter might be falling there as well. The Naga turns out to be super good. And our first 2-time DreamHack champion, seemingly 120.
Nothing left here for Moon. No gold anymore. The bank is gone. Everything's been spent. The Undead Hero super strong now at 433. The Naga third. It didn't work out always, but in the right situations, she works out so well. The perfect counter against this Demon Hunter 120 now. On his way to claim this title, the next title for him in 2021. Moon is still trying, but he's got basically nothing left.
Exactly. How? He takes a Fiend, but okay, he's not even getting experience for this. Demon Hunter not revived. Expo down. Keeper will take forever. And we're getting closer and closer to a new Asia champion.
Moon still believing in his chances. The Demon Hunter has returned from the tavern. Keeper back from the altar in a moment. But with this tier 2 Keeper style, you are gonna fall off in the late game. You need that huge economic advantage with the expansion. Without it, it's not really feasible. But he's gonna trust in some kind of miracle again. He almost made the miracle happen on Tidehunters. And if there's one guy who can make it work, it is of course Moon.
Okay, how much gold is there? 4,000 in the main. If we would be close to running out, I would say, okay, keep up the pressure and prevent 120 from expanding while moving the Tree of Eternity over. But 4,000 gold lasts a long time.
Every time the demon runs in, he just gets greeted with a focus fire and the cold arrow right away. It's so hard for him to approach. This Naga third looking better and better. More experience going to 120, close level 5 DK. Scourge Bone Chimes is not really a useful item for him, but can sell it if needed.
Just takes this game further and further into his direction. Demon Hunter with an invul, with heal scrolls. Keeper is back. Moon's last breath, maybe. He was able to turn Tidehunters around. Almost. Here we go. That's the final fight. Destroyer about to die. Save to the side. Dryad falls. And if the Demon Hunter falls, this game is over again. 7 seconds safety. Staff is on cooldown for 12 though. And it's not available!
The Keeper will fall. That's the next hero kill that must be finishing the game. Invul Potion keeps the Naga safe. Demon Hunter exposed now. Right click, focus fire coming through. Next hero kill must be the game, and he's getting the kill, the double level up, and the double championship for 120. Second DreamHack title for him. GG! And it does go to China. Our DreamHack championship in fall.
Oh man, it's been a while. It's been almost an entire year.